Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, my name's iChronic here on this Destiny 2 video, and today we're going to be talking about a couple of different things, including the faction rally and how but of a disastrous thing it has become, as well as other information about it, the things that you may have missed, other people have been talking about it, as well as an important thing I wanted to discuss near the end half of this video. So Destiny 2 just recently dropped their Season 2 faction rally. It's the first faction rally of 2018, and they wanted to go off with a boom, and the fact is there's a whole lot of things that make it an absolute disaster. First off, there's only one new weapon that you can get from their pools at the moment that are not part of the winning weapons. And not only that, it's a sidearm that most people don't really like the archetype for. Now, a lot of people noticed this when they went to every single vendor, one of the faction vendors, looked into their pools and only saw this sidearm. Now, it's possible that there's a rotating system here, and by the time that all the people were looking, it hasn't rotated yet. Maybe in the future, in a couple days, it might rotate to something else, but as it goes, it seems as though there's only one new weapon that you get from the faction rally. On top of that, there's going to be the one new weapon for the winning faction. They can also buy that, as well as the other two weapons that don't win you can buy for 50,000 Glimmer, which you can get at the end, but the pools itself are not really worth anything. Secondly, they applied a lot of soft caps to a lot of faction farming methods. If you go to different lost sectors, you will actually be capped and not receive any faction tokens, which is actually incredibly weird considering you are going to different lost sectors. They should maybe put a timer on a certain lost sector. You can only get a lost sector maybe 2 times in 20 or 30 minutes, and you have to go to a different one. But why make it so when we're going to different lost sectors that we're stranglehold? That in itself just doesn't make any sense. As well as a lot of reductions in other places to soft cap players from getting enough faction tokens. I believe there's also a faction token soft cap of 500 tokens in general. And of course, finally, one of the last big things that they messed up is they supplied Eververse with a pay-to-win ghost that allows people to get more faction tokens while playing in strikes. So are you saying that if I spend real money, or silver dust, albeit, you could technically get it without real money, that I can get faction tokens faster and I can help my faction team win? So what you're saying is I have to pay to win. Now obviously this ghost is not going to provide an overwhelming supply of faction tokens. It may be like one every strike or maybe one every other strike. It may not be even that much at all, maybe even way more than I'm thinking. But the fact is, it's there, and it does provide a bonus. And if you want to spend 2,100 silver dust on a ghost that you're going to use for this faction rally and every faction rally in the future, and maybe just regular getting consumables and strikes and crucible and all that stuff, then so be it. You have that option. But I figured after the most recent developer blog post where they're talking about they're going to change things, they're going to kind of gut to test Eververse and put stuff everywhere, they're going to improve the game and add the things that we want to the game, I thought after such an inspiring message to the community that they were going to try to do something different. That they were going to stop going towards Eververse, stop going towards these weird kind of weapon drops. I mean, but it's true that Bungie did do this to themselves by forcing guns to not have random perk rolls, making it so that it's very difficult to release new weapons. It means that they cannot release tons of weapons to us without releasing it in a paid DLC. So in essence, I'm a little disappointed by the faction rally. There's not really any reason to come grind in the faction rally. The tokens don't stick around to the next faction rally, or at least I don't think. Mine are totally gone, so I don't have any. And there's really no reason to do the things that we were doing before. There are no farming methods, there's no way to get them quickly, there's soft caps everywhere, there's a ghost that can help you, which feels a little disappointing in itself. So overall, the faction rally, the only thing I'm interested in are the ornaments. I want to do the things and get the ornaments, but overall you don't really have to do faction things to get the ornaments, just like a set of 5 or 6 little mini things like Nightfalls and strikes and whatnot. And finally, I wanted to talk about something very, very important to me and to the community as a whole, as well as the YouTube community and the Destiny and Bungie community. Me, personally, I'm a little disappointed by the things that came out with the faction rally, but I feel like the thing that I'm most disappointed in is how everybody is the exact same amount of disappointed. And I know that sounds kind of weird to say, but the fact is, people on the internet influence people on the internet a little too much. Now obviously people on the internet have differing opinions. There are probably plenty of videos that are advocating and supporting Bungie and their efforts in the faction rally right now. What I'm trying to say is that you should not just listen to your favorite YouTuber. You shouldn't just listen to me either. Maybe even this section you shouldn't even listen to. But the fact is, you should read it and form your own opinion of what it is. You should look at it and say, is the loot worth grinding for? Do I want to spend time on Destiny this week to grind for those things? If the answer is no, then say no and wait till the next thing. If you want to play Destiny, then ask yourself again, I have this information, do I want to play this game? Is this a game that I like playing? Because when it really comes down to it, it's a game that you want to play or that you don't want to play. If the additions are not enough to make you play, then don't play. I'm getting a little tired of this politics and gaming that we're having these days, where you have to have a company conform to the public opinion to the square root of 24 times 37,412 just to be able to get a precise and exact point. And they have to conform to these things, otherwise they're shot down out of the sky. Now, obviously, there's not an exact precise point that Bungie's anywhere near. They have a lot more problems than they're not even being in this threshold of being okay. But the fact is, people will call out anyone for anything. And as soon as there's any popular opinion in calling someone out, everyone jumps on the bandwagon. If you don't believe me, check your sub boxes for yesterday. I guarantee you have probably 3, 4, 5 videos on the faction rally of people being disappointed. And if you look farther than that, you probably see the same things coming out when the new blog update. They came out with the same opinions of, hey, this is good, I like this, I don't believe this. There are probably a whole bunch of similar ideas of public opinions that just don't have any complexity to them. So what I'm asking you in finality here is that you should make your own opinion. Take in this information that we've given you, read up on your own information on other articles, on Bungie's blog posts, on the response posts, and actually look at it and decide whether or not you want to play this game, whether you should be disappointed. Don't just accept that I'm telling you should be disappointed. Find out. And with that being said, that's going to be the video for you guys today. I hope you guys found it informative. I hope you guys liked it. And of course, my name's the Nightchronic, and I'll see you guys on the next one.